In the winter of 1959, a group of experienced hikers set out on a journey into the remote Ural mountains of the Soviet Union. They were young, skilled, and well prepared. Led by 23-year-old engineering student Igor Dyatlov, the expedition included 9 hikers determined to reach a remote mountain known as Otorten. The trip was meant to be a challenging winter expedition, but nothing about it seemed unusual. The hikers were students and graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute. They were trained in survival, navigation, and winter travel. Many had already completed difficult mountain treks before. Their goal was simple: complete the expedition, document the journey, and return home. But something happened in the mountains that night. Something that would turn their expedition into one of the most haunting mysteries in history. On January 23rd, 1959, the group departed from the city of Sverdlovsk. They traveled by train and truck until they reached the last inhabited settlement. From there, the real journey began. They skied deeper into the frozen wilderness, through forests, across rivers, and into the cold, silent mountains. The weather grew harsher with every passing day: strong winds, heavy snow, temperatures dropping far below freezing, but the hikers continued forward. According to their journals and photographs, their spirits remained high. They laughed, they sang, they joked with each other. No one could have imagined what would happen next. On February 1st, the group reached the slopes of a mountain known locally as Kholat Syakhl. In the language of the indigenous Mansi people, the name meant something chilling: Mountain of the Dead. That evening, they pitched their tent on an exposed slope. It was a strange place to stop. The winds were strong, and there was little shelter from the cold. But perhaps the hikers planned to cross the pass the next morning. Inside the tent, they settled in for the night. They removed their boots, prepared for sleep, and waited out the storm outside. Sometime during the night, something happened, something so terrifying that the hikers cut their way out of the tent from the inside. The fabric was sliced open with knives. From there, the group fled into the freezing darkness, barefoot, without proper clothing, leaving behind food, equipment, and their warm winter gear. Whatever forced them out of that tent. It happened suddenly, and it happened in the middle of the night. Weeks passed before anyone realized something had gone wrong. When the group failed to return on schedule, a search party was organized. Volunteers, students, and military teams began searching the mountains. After days of searching, they finally found the tent. It stood half buried in snow. The side of the tent had been cut open from the inside. Boots, coats, and personal belongings were still neatly arranged, but the hikers were gone. Footprints in the snow led away from the tent. Strangely, the tracks showed that the hikers had walked away calmly, not running, not scrambling, but moving together down the slope toward the forest. At the edge of the forest, investigators discovered the first 2 bodies. They were found beneath a large cedar tree. Both hikers were barefoot, wearing only thin underclothes nearby. The remains of a small fire suggested they had tried to stay warm, but the freezing temperatures had quickly taken their lives. As the search continued, more bodies were discovered. Some were found scattered between the forest and the tent. It appeared they had tried to return, but they never made it. Months later, the remaining hikers were finally located beneath deep snow in a nearby ravine. Their injuries shocked investigators. Several victims had suffered severe internal trauma. broken ribs, crushed skulls. Yet strangely, there were no visible external wounds. One victim was missing her tongue, another had severe chest injuries similar to those caused by powerful force. But there were no signs of a struggle, no evidence of another person, and no clear explanation. The official Soviet investigation concluded with a vague statement. The hikers had died due to what authorities described as a compelling natural force. No further explanation was given. The case was quietly closed, but the mystery never disappeared. Over the decades, many theories have emerged. Some believe an avalanche forced the hikers to flee their tent. Others suggest secret military experiments or weapons testing in the remote mountains. Some theories even claim the hikers encountered something unknown in the wilderness, yet no explanation has ever fully answered all the questions. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries in modern history. 9 experienced hikers, a sudden escape into the frozen night, and a tragedy that still defies explanation. What truly happened on that mountain, in the darkness of that winter night, remains unknown, and the silent slopes of the Ural Mountains may be the only witness to the truth.